Universal Orlando Resort just announced the lands going to their brand new Epic Universe park, but not everything is how it seems. This is everything announced for Epic Universe and what they aren't telling you. Today, Universal Orlando released so much new info about their brand new Epic Universe park, including this updated map. This map includes the 5 main lands of the park: the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Dark Universe, Super Nintendo World, and Celestial Park. In this video, we are going one by one through these lands, letting you know everything Universal has announced, but also construction updates and info they won't tell you about Epic Universe. Not just yet, at least. So let's cut to the chase. Number 1, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. Through a set of majestic portals, guests at Universal's Epic Universe will embark on a transformative experience as they journey to each of the theme park's imaginative worlds, including the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, where they'll experience the magical streets of 1920s Paris and embark on a new experience at the British Ministry of Magic, where guests will experience a different era of the Wizarding World in an all-new land that blends 1920s Wizarding Paris from the Warner Bros. Pictures Fantastic Beasts films with the iconic British Ministry of Magic from the Harry Potter series. So if you can't tell, that is copy from Universal Orlando Resort that I simply just read to you guys. But now, I'll be sharing all the other info because they have not given any more info beyond this, and there's lots of rumor and speculation and actually kinda confirmed stuff online that we're gonna talk about right now. So this is what we can expect: Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry, which is rumored to be a high-tech dark ride set within the British Ministry of Magic. On top of this one main ride, we can also expect a magical circus-themed stage show, a wand shop, a small bakery at the back of the land, a gift shop themed after a department store in the middle of the land, multiple quick service restaurant locations, as well as a bar and robe shop. Now, I hope you don't mind that I didn't try to read off all of those rumored names for these locations. It is all in French because it does take place in France and also the British Ministry. Listen, it doesn't make perfect sense, but I'm sure it will soon. I know we're breezing through this fairly quick, but we do have so much to cover in this video today. Next up, we do have How to Train Your Dragon, but before I get there, I do want to give a huge shout out to BioReconstruct on Twitter. If you've been anywhere within theme park Twitter anytime in the past 10 years, you have seen this account taking amazing aerial photography all around the Orlando parks, so that's actually how we got all these photos, and thank you and credit due and all of that. Also, Orlando Park Stop, Alicia Stella does amazing work on doing research on these patents and copyright and all this type of stuff. So that's where a lot of this back info is going to be coming from, beyond what Universal has officially announced through themselves, obviously. Next up, we have How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. Guests can soar with dragons in a colorful world filled with Viking adventures, based on the widely popular How to Train Your Dragon film franchise. Okay, that's literally all we got from Universal, but there is so much more than that. So here's exactly what you can expect going into this brand new How to Train Your Dragon world. A yet-to-be-named multiple launch How to Train Your Dragon coaster, a massive play area for the kids, obviously, an interactive boat ride, a stage show, which if you haven't seen actually exists at another park and is by far the most impressive indoor theme park stage show, let alone stage show, anywhere in the entire world, and I'm hoping this is the exact one that comes to Orlando. A Great Hall restaurant, meet and greets, and Sky Fly, which is a winged flat ride that exists already at Mall of America. This is a copy and paste one, but they do have 2 of them. They're tandem, side by side, and I have seen it at Mall of America. I just didn't ride it because it looks a little nauseating to me. Honestly, I am not the biggest fan of the How to Train Your Dragon film franchise. I actually haven't seen any of the movies. Movies? Is there more than one? But I know this franchise has a huge fan base and has a lot of potential for theme park stuff and expansion. If I haven't mentioned before, a lot of these lands have the opportunity to expand. They left spots, open backstage areas to expand if they do need to, if they see, oh, this land is gonna be way more popular if we add this or that or whatever. So this may not be it, but this is gonna be it for opening, I think. Moving on to what I am honestly most excited for out of this entire new park, Dark Universe. Guests will encounter everything from the experiments of Dr. Victoria Frankenstein to a shadowing landscape where monsters roam in a world of myth and mystery. I feel like every little tidbit of info that they're giving with these rundowns of what these lands are during this press release is barely any info compared to what's already available online and construction updates and rumors and like plans that have already clearly been seen. So I'm gonna talk about that. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. A headlining, innovative dark ride attraction similar to the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride at Islands of Adventure, but better. How do we know it might be better? Because the patents have been discovered by the one and only Orlando Park stop. It is made very clear by these drawings that this ride will be super similar to Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. What seems to be the KUKA arm technology, where there's like an arm that is controlling the ride vehicle with 4 guests in there while they're going by screens and also physical animatronic dark ride elements, stuff like that. Literally, it's almost word for word describing what happens in Forbidden Journey. But from what I have heard, there's going to be a lot of physical elements to this ride, mainly because if you look at the ride vehicle itself, it is very unlike Forbidden Journey because they don't have like a shielding your eyes around, so there's going to be less screens. Hopefully that's the reason they have that at Forbidden Journey, and it's going to be more physical things going through animatronic stuff like that, closer to like the dark ride elements on Hagrid's, hopefully at least. What we are also expecting in this brand new Dark Universe land is a spinning indoor-outdoor coaster. This is rumored to be called the Curse of the Werewolf. Obviously based off of the world-famous Wolfman character from Universal's like monster catalog. Now, of course, what is a theme park land without restaurants? One more rumor that I did see is a sit-down steakhouse for the land called Dracula's Steakhouse, but it's not just like a steak, like meat, but also like a wood steak. Get it? Because that's how you kill Dracula, is with a wood steak. Haha. Next up, we have Super Nintendo World. This is actually the only land that was already officially confirmed previous to today for Epic Universe. Guests will enter the iconic green pipe and discover a new way to play as they step into the worlds of beloved characters like Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Donkey Kong. As of right now, that is all that Universal has shared, but here's what we could really expect. First off, obviously everything that is at Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Studios Japan parks, because this land actually exists there already, but there is so much more than just that. The Mario Kart ride, Toadstool Cafe, meet and greets, interactive games, and more, but also a Yoshi-themed slow-moving indoor-outdoor ride similar to the People Mover at Magic Kingdom. This was even seen testing like less than a week ago. Also, a Donkey Kong Land expansion opening with Epic Universe, not at a later date, just with the park, which includes a Donkey Kong coaster. This is already shaping up to be a massively innovative ride itself, with photos coming out of a section of the ride where you can jump the track. I know that sounds weird, but it's a different type of technology. I'm sure we'll get to that later in a future video, and I cannot wait for this one. Although this land is one that is already previously discussed as being a part of Epic Universe, that does not deter it from having like some of the most potential out of any of the lands at this park. I loved Super Nintendo World when I visited Hollywood last August, but ours here in Orlando will be roughly around double the size, including tons of room for expansion in this area, which brings me to a really fun tidbit of info that somebody discovered on Twitter just last week. And that is Zelda World? Well, let me explain. Universal put out a video promoting becoming a team member, which they do from time to time. This video highlights team members being asked what the word epic meant to them. Then transition to a bunch of construction on the new park, not showing much obviously, but one particular shot was noted by an eagle-eyed Twitter user to include this man. This is Shigeru Miyamoto, who is one of the main producers/creators of the Zelda game franchise. Rumors of a Zelda land coming to the Universal Orlando Resort have been running rampant for literally the past few years. Whether or not we get this expansion at Epic Universe or over at Islands of Adventure, where Lost Continent stands right now, is yet to be seen. But clearly this is a crucial step in the right direction for this becoming a reality. Also, Universal took down this team member video as soon as people discovered that he was in it, so do with that info what you will. Which now brings us to the center of the entire park, Celestial Park. This is the one land at Epic Universe that is not attached to an existing intellectual property. And here's exactly what Universal announced and what we can expect. There's really not other rumor stuff around here because they literally announced everything for this area of the park. Starfall Racers, a dual launching racing coaster that sends guests rocketing through the skies aboard comets in a race to see who's the fastest of them all. reaching speeds up to 62 miles per hour and heights up to 133 feet along a 5,000 feet track. Starfall Racers will be Epic Universe's most thrilling coaster, with unique maneuvers such as Celestial Spin, in which the two coaster vehicles perform an inverted crisscross while speeding through the air, creating an out-of-this-world adrenaline rush. Next, we have Constellation Carousel, the grand centerpiece of Celestial Park. Here, explorers of all ages will take a fantastical whirl aboard constellations that guide forward, backward, and even make 360-degree rotations through the Milky Way in a choreographed dance of music and starlight. Next, we have Astronomica, an interactive wet play area that also acts as a giant compass to the many wonders of Epic Universe. Of course, we also have some restaurants in this area, and I want to cover some of those now because these look absolutely deliciously appetizing, and the concept art's actually really cool on these. Atlantic, a full-service surf and turf restaurant set inside a Victorian aquarium, complete with captivating views of Celestial Park. This one, honestly, I am so excited for. If you watch this channel, you know how much of a fan I am of both Mythos and Coral Reef, both at Islands and Epcot, and this is like a combination of both, it feels. The Blue Dragon Pan-Asian Restaurant, where diners take a culinary journey across Asia as they enjoy authentic Chinese, Japanese, and Thai fare in this full-service restaurant accented with neon dragons and lanterns. Now don't worry, this is not only going to be sit-down places here in Celestial Park, there's also going to be plenty of quick service options. The Oak and Star Tavern, where guests can enjoy savory barbecue, Pizza Moon, which will serve up a tasty menu featuring a variety of pizzas and more. How can one forget about the gift shops? We do have some concept art for some Super Nintendo gift shop that looks honestly super impressive, unlike anything else they've had at any Universal Park so far. This beautiful Super Nintendo Star Store is a perfect match for Celestial Park, and at least the feel of it. And I ask, why couldn't they have done this in Hollywood? Like, I feel like the gift shop in Hollywood needs to be plussed up after this exists. Of course, if you're coming from out of town visiting Epic Universe, you'll want to know, what are the hotel situations like? Well, there are 3 brand new hotels opening at the Epic Universe property resort area. Universal's Helios Grand Hotel, a spectacular world of celestial patterns and dazzled constellations, complete with 500 guest rooms, one-of-a-kind views of Epic Universe, and its very own dedicated entrance to the park. Now, this is bordering the park itself as close as possible when staying on property. I'm assuming this will be a deluxe resort and cost a lot of money to stay. Also, 2 more hotels, Universal's Stella Nova Resort and Universal's Terra Luna Resort. These 2 hotels will be co-owned and operated by Loews Hotels & Co. and Universal. They will each feature 750 guest rooms in the resort's prime value category, bringing the total number of guest rooms across the destination to 10,500. These 2 are slated to be opening in early 2025 before Epic Universe opens. There's plenty of concept art that's available for these 2 brand new hotels, featuring these rooms that have an oddly familiar shaped window, kind of like a portal looking out into space, but this one's not a screen. Does that seem familiar whatsoever to any hotels that have opened in the past 5 years here in Orlando, one of which that actually shut down? That is the Galactic Star Cruiser. Well, this time I'm assuming it does not cost you a minimum of $800 to $1,200 a night like the Star Cruiser did for its run. And also, you're allowed to leave this imaginary space and go swim at the pool, or dine at their regular food courts and just experience a vacation like you would and actually go to the parks and not feel like you have to be tied down to your hotel. This is not a knock on Star Cruiser, but it is at the same time. I think this will be great, and it'll be part of their value category. So I'm expecting, obviously, within the first year for it to cost a little bit much, like $300, $400, something like that, but it'll drop down most likely closer to the $100 to $250 range, hopefully, once the park has settled down after opening year. It was also confirmed that all 3 of these brand new hotel resorts will allow guests that stay there to enter the Epic Universe Park on early morning access, which is a huge plus as well. I want to thank you all for watching this totally epic Universe update. I know this is a lot of info. If you are new to the channel, obviously I wish you a warm welcome, and I ask that you subscribe if you're interested in more Universal and Disney parks updates, news, vlogs, funny videos, stuff like that, like this one right here. Or how about that one over there? Check either of them out and then maybe subscribe, or do that first and then do that. Okay, see you there. Thanks for watching.